along with some of the improvements that we're talking about in the first quarter, really what you're seeing is, again, last year we started a process to improve the company and modernize all the technology. We've also begun, the move westward in offering cable, telephone, internet to customers in the Ashtabula, Geneva areas. One of the things that will be happening this year is we're working on the process of rebranding the company. Some of our shareholders have let me know that it kind of makes them nervous to have telephone primary in our name. It kind of makes us sound old-fashioned. So we're working on that process, and we hope by February 1st we'll have a new trade name that we use, and we'll get rid of using Suite 224, Cable Suite 541, and Conneaut Telephone. It'll be the same company. We'll just have one new modern name that we do everything with. Once we do that, then we're going to start marketing, and we want to have a marketing approach. We love AM Live. To me, this continues to be the best way for us to communicate with our core market, our home market here. But we need a vehicle now to be able to market effectively, communicate this name change, and update people on our technology rollout countywide. And so what we're going to do is we're going to launch a new website that'll be the company website in February, and that is going to be not an overtly marketing website. We'll put all of our information there, but we want it to be more of a celebration of Ashtabula County. So we're going to create a news and information portal that specializes in high definition video coverage of anything and everything around Ashtabula County. So we were lucky enough to snag Bob Lebzelder, and he will be the editor-in-chief of the portal and responsible for our reporting around the county. So I've kind of given him that macro charge and turned him loose. We started working on it this week. And so Bob, I guess, what do you see as some of the content that we would cover for Conneaut, but the rest of the county as well?
Well, we want to look at, in my experiences, I found that there are a lot of interesting, like, small businesses that sell things that you don't really think about, but they're kind of cool things for Christmas and all. I want to spotlight some of the businesses in the county. We want to do some things with local sports. We want to do things with interesting people and spotlight them and talk to them and people with interesting experiences and all. I want it to be kind of interactive, and in that way I want people to email me or contact me about interesting stories they would like to see on the website. So it doesn't really start until February, so we have a month to get some content going and present, when it goes live in February, a nice website with lots of interesting information, lots of interesting news stories and features that people are going to want to see. We're not going to have one of these under construction, or it doesn't look great now, but wait, be patient. We want something that's going to, I don't know about dazzle's the word, but it's going to be a lot of interesting things. And I don't know everything that's going on in the county, and we'll be looking into that, but we'd also like people. You know this neighbor who was a war veteran and has done things for people and whatever. You think they make a good story, you contact us, contact me, and with contact information on them, the person, their phone number, whatever, and we'll try to do as many interesting features. Not all government, what the city manager says, what the law director says, but get out and talk to real people and learn about their lives. My email address is bobleb, that's B-O-B-L-E-B, at suite224.net. And anybody has any ideas, or you're thinking about it the next couple of days, because you don't have anything else to think about. Christmas is next week. But if you do have, you do think, boy, this would make a good story, I'd like to see that on the website. Shoot me an email, and maybe we'll do it over the next month. Keep in mind, it can't be anything real timely. I mean, we don't. If somebody's got a great Christmas display, that's fine. You can email me in next year. We'll do that. This is going live in February, and I think people are gonna be a little tired of Christmas by then. But and we're talking about doing some contests and some fun things. We're going to be on Twitter. And we're setting up, I was working on it yesterday, it was our Facebook fan page, which will give people more information about it and keep them updated on how we're doing, kind of maybe a little inside as to our progress. in putting this thing together. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun for us, hopefully, and hopefully when people see it, they're going to enjoy it too, and see that we were having a lot of fun doing it, and that it's interesting.
I got to say that Bob and I worked together for a lot of years. I was the editor; he was city editor back in the day at the News Herald.
Right.
And I think you'll find, Bob, this is the next level. This is the 2014 edition of what we basically did back 30 years ago.
That's right.
You know, people are now not reading newspapers as much. They're into technology. They're looking into television a lot more. This is the next level, and believe me, it's fun. Get instant results. It's excellent.
And I'm glad you mentioned that about the News Herald, was because when we were working for the newspaper in the late 1970s, people, first of all, we had like 90% penetration.
Yep.
90% of people in Conneaut got the newspaper, and that is absolutely, totally, and completely unheard of today. If somebody 30 or 40% people would be happy with it today, but people we were very community minded, and people thought they had a share in the paper. When they talked about the News Herald, they were talking about our paper, the paper. And when you said, "Did you see in the paper?" nobody had to say, "Well, what newspaper are you talking about?" And so I kind of like to bring a little bit of that flavor into this.
Yeah, and you can.
Right.
And will.
Well, and one important point there that Bob touched on, and we could take a phone call there, Pat, in a minute, it is the notion that we don't want to be like CNN and Fox News, where they're stirring controversy to get people riveted to their screen. This county has so much beauty to it. There's so many cool things. When we start checking off the wineries, the covered bridges, the fall foliage was outstanding this year. I live over by the Gulf in Ashtabula Township, and the beauty I get to see every day. There's just a lot of cool people. You look at what some of our business is doing. Plastic Colors is on a tear. They just did another acquisition. They're like the worldwide leader in industrial pigments now. I mean, there are a lot of things for us to be happy about. I love covering our school sports, whether it be Conneaut. We've done some things with Edgewood. It's just there's a great community and a group of great communities, and nobody's really evenly promoting it. And so that's really what's exciting. So we're not going to get into, much like AM Live, we don't want to get into stirring the politics. We'll report the facts, let you know what's happening, but we really want to be focused on the people, their activities, and promoting the county to the outside world. And then hopefully if we have a hand in changing some momentum for economic development and economic activity, that would be awesome. But we basically want the local people to feel good about where they live and get to see what's happening throughout the county.
Will you do any coverage at all on hard news?
As much as is relevant. Let's say like over by my house a week ago, it was very unfortunate. An older lady was hit by a truck and shut down the road for the afternoon, and electric was out in the area. Something like that, if we get a tip off, we would cover factually. Or let's say the election comes up, we may cover that factually, or do brief interviews like AM Live did in an even-handed informational context.
Right.
But we've talked about, we don't want to be editorializing on points of view. That's not our job. Our job is simply to show the facts.
We shouldn't be anyway,
Yeah.
So you got a question here, by the way, Ken.
Okay.
This is for Ken. If you have a DVR box and it is changed over to the new one, is the price going to change?
No, the nice thing is, this is back to the cable upgrade. What will likely happen, I can't guarantee when, but at some point throughout the year, we probably will trade you your old DVR box to the new DVR box, and that'll give you access to all the additional programming, and there will not be a cost increase for that.
From Eric, Ken, are the boxes being delivered? How would people get them?
Yeah, these self-install kits, we would ship from the factory right to your door. Yeah, you would just get it via UPS, you come out and there's a box on your step, and then you open it up and you can just hook it up and off you go.
Very good. Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning, Pat. Good morning, Steve, Bob,
Hi.
and Ken.
Morning.
Morning.
I met Ken at Walmart. He's a good man. He talks to you. I want people to know that he's not like somebody that won't talk to you. Or
Is this Tom?
Yes.
yes, this
Yep.
is.
All right. It was great
and
to
I
meet
just
you.
want people to know that he's a very friendly person. Also, on this, it excites me to know you're doing this because there's a lot of people, I'm on the board of tourism, and there's a lot of people that don't really even know what's going on, say, in Conneaut.
Right.
In the county.
Yep.
And this thing that Bob wants to start, I think that's exciting as heck because that's going to put it out there even further into the county so everybody knows about what's going on in Conneaut versus Geneva and Asheville and the whole county. I think that's exciting. I just can't express enough. And one thing I'd like to wonder, would it be possible, like, to share this information that Bob's going to collect and televise with other news stations, like, say, Channel 8, 5, whatever?
Yeah, absolutely. The trick will be, and it's funny you mention that because I've begun to develop relationships with, like, say, the Cleveland media and some of the Erie media. So, for instance, like last year, we actually provided high school football highlights from Ashtabula County for Channel 5. We've talked about even here at our building, because we're at the state line, we've had discussions with one of the Cleveland stations about putting a freeway camera on our tower so that they could do like the Conneaut Telephone cam during the weather report to show the driving conditions, you know, like on the weekend. So there are some of those hooks. Once we get the content developed, then certainly, and especially the more we do in high definition, the better it bodes for us. So absolutely. I mean, our first focus is to get the content on the website. Once it's there, then yeah, we want to be able to see multiple uses. And I'm really excited too about the collaboration with Pat here on AM Live, because you could see if we get a really cool interview, we could stack that up and let Pat go home an hour early, and we could do an hour worth of, you know, the videos for AM Live in case you're not checking the website. And then also, Pat does so many cool interviews throughout the year that you probably see us start grabbing those interviews, publishing them on the website, so people outside of Conneaut can see those.
And the whole thing's pretty infinite.
The reason I say this is because we have, on the tourism board, we've had a hard time exploiting, like, D-Day and so forth, to Cleveland and Erie because of the fact that, you know, with all businesses, they have to, you know, their reporters can only be in so many places, you know, and staff's been cut and so forth. And with this option here, that allows them to see the stuff without actually having to send anybody to our town to see it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's an outstanding idea, Tom, and I think it's completely doable. So we'll definitely keep that in mind, and as we roll through, because you know we have the credentials with the Cavs. I'll be there tonight to cover I don't forget who they're playing tonight, maybe Milwaukee. We have the same thing with the Indians. So it really helps us the more that we give them content anyway to make us relevant. So that's a great suggestion, and we'll certainly work to leverage those relationships.
Because the thing about what I've learned in this, that everybody sits down and they say, well, here's Conneaut, and let's only exploit Conneaut, but you can't look at it that way.
Right.
You have to look at it as a regional situation, and that includes all the way from Cleveland to Erie.
Sure.
We can't stop those borders at state line or at the city limits.
Right.
And so with what I mean, this just excites the heck out of me because I can see it as a good promotion for the whole area.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make that comment, and I wanted to thank you guys for the $100 gift certificate that I won.
Yeah, I wondered if you got the word on that.
Yes, I did, and I will put that to very good use this Christmas holiday.
Good for you.
And you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
And I will push it along.
All right.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right,
Have
thanks,
a nice
Tom.
day, and I want to wish Ken and Bob and my friend Steve and Pat all happy holidays and blessed be your family, and I hope everything turns good for you this year, Ken, because I think this is very exciting.
Great.
Thanks, Tom. Thank you.
Merry Christmas,
Bye-bye.
Tommy. Take care.
Right back at you.
All right. Interesting stuff this morning.
Wow.
And,
If we could, Pat, real quick, Andy, if you can throw Bob's email back on the screen there for a second. Which, by the way, it's the coolest thing to me that we can do these kind of things now, and that's all part of it. But I wanted to mention, Bob made a point in passing. is we've hired him early, so he's got 6 weeks to develop, get the contacts, start chasing down news
And
makers.
this is countywide.
Yeah,
I want to
countywide.
emphasize that too.
Yeah.
We're located in Conneaut, but we're going to be doing things across the county.
So, but in the intervening 6 weeks, if you've got some ideas, even if your idea doesn't happen till March, email Bob
Right.
now, because he's trying to fill out a schedule of coverage. And again, we do want to have 20, 30 stories done by the time the site goes live on February 1. Again, we don't want anything, we can't go out and cover, Christmas, because by February we're going to be thinking Valentine's Day and sick of the snow. But yeah, we definitely, if you've got somebody you think is interesting to interview, there's something coming up in March, some activity or group, by all means, email Bob and we'll see what we can do to get coverage.
Before I let you go, Chuck Hansen sent this in, a question. I have several hours of saved programs on my DVR box, set-top box. When the DVR set-top boxes are swapped out, is there any way to save the saved programs from my old DVR to the new DVRs or to my home computer?
You could do it to your home computer if you're brave and you have the right equipment. On the back of your set-top box is what we call the composite output. That's the yellow video connector, normally just labeled video out, and then it's accompanied by the white and red audio outputs. If you hook that up to something that is like a video capture card on your computer, then you can play those programs and record them to your computer. Or if you had a DVD burner, you can pick that up at Best Buy for like $80, and then you hook it up to your DVR to the output to your DVD burner, put a DVD in, start it up, and then you press play on your DVR, and you can record stuff off to DVD that way. But don't be too panicky, because we're not going to be taking out any set-top boxes probably till late March, early April. So the other thing you can do is just hole up and take a week of vacation and watch it all. Yeah, before we get there.
This from Glenn. Is this going to happen out on the country road south of the freeway, South Ridge and Under Ridge roads, apparently, with this changeover? I think.
Well, you know what? That's a great question. Who's that from?
I don't know the last name. Glenn's the first name.
Glenn? Well, Glenn, we need to set out a $50 gift card for him, too, for QVC.
Okay.
So just email him back. We're down to 3 now, Pat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help, although I'm taking away your giveaways.
Okay.
But no, Glenn, the answer to that is we are in the process right now. We've run fiber down Furnace Road. We've just finished running it from Hagstrom's Auto there, back behind Kmart. But our goal is in the January, February timeframe, really from the creek north. I can't guarantee it, but we're going to try to get fiber up on the poles for all of those people, so that in the April timeframe we can start selling to some of those customers and getting you our cable. And when we do it, then that will give you the capability of all those same products. So knock on wood, we'd like to be marketing to those people north of the creek. So if you're on Under Ridge, South Ridge, Furnace Road North, Daniels Avenue, Edgewood Drive, I forget all those east, west, Bailey Road, those kind of things. We hope to have, the ability to sign you up by, say, the April timeframe. So that is something that also is in the works right now.
You can market to me.
Yes.
All right, we're running out of time, big time here.
Big time.
The last question from Eric, is this box required to maintain cable?
The small one, yes. Otherwise, again, we would not be able to improve cable modem speeds. We would not be able to add any new programming at all. And again, it's getting to a point where every cable company you subscribe to, whether it's satellite or the competitor, you're going to have a box like this to make it possible. So yes, you'll have to have one on every single TV in the house in order to get any programming at all.
Good morning, you're on the air.
Yes, I have a question for Ken.
Okay.
Ken, I have the internet, the phone. I don't have cable yet.
Okay.
What do you offer a package deal? A bundle deal?
Yes, we do. What we call the Sweet Pack, And it gives you all of the normal calling features like caller ID, call waiting, and stuff like that,
Yes.
plus unlimited domestic long distance, so you can call as much as you want anywhere in the country,
Okay.
along with the telephone, the cable TV, and the internet. And there are varying levels depending on how much TV you want to watch,
Yes.
and how fast your internet needs to go. But absolutely, we have those packages together. Once we get through this upgrade, we'll probably recalibrate those to get the pricing set, you know, for a while. So yeah, we definitely have those packages together, which gives you a really good value.
Okay, thank you very much.